Have you ever felt like your body was trying to tell you something, but you weren't sure how to listen? Maybe it's those restless nights waking up more than once just to use the bathroom. Maybe it's the quiet discomfort you don't talk about, but feel every single day. As men grow older, especially after 65, these changes are often brushed off as just aging. But the truth is, they're often gentle warnings from your prostate. This small gland plays a big role in your well-being. And when it starts to struggle, your sleep, your energy, and even your confidence can fade without you realizing it. The good news is you're not powerless. You don't need complicated routines or expensive treatments. Today, I want to share 3 simple habits you can begin right now. Habits that have helped thousands of older men feel more in control of their bodies and their lives. And these aren't guesses. They're backed by science, trusted by doctors, and proven by men just like you. So if you've ever wondered whether there's a gentler, more natural way to support your prostate, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Life After 65 and tell us where are you watching from. Let's begin. Let's begin with something so ordinary most of us forget its power. Water. But not just how much you drink when you drink it. You see, many older men experience frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom. They think it's just age, but in reality, it's often a signal that your bladder and prostate are under strain. And one of the biggest culprits, drinking water at the wrong times. Imagine this, all day long your body needs hydration. But if you don't drink enough during daylight hours, your urine becomes concentrated. That means more toxins, more irritation, and more inflammation in your bladder and prostate. Then as evening comes, if you suddenly start drinking more water, your bladder has no choice but to wake you up, again and again. That's not just frustrating, it's exhausting. Your body loses the deep rest it needs to heal and function. But here's the shift. Start front-loading your hydration. Drink most of your water in the morning and early afternoon. After 6 p.m., reduce it gradually. If you're thirsty, take a few small sips, just enough to feel comfortable. One of my patients, Michael 69, used to wake up 3 times a night. Just 2 weeks after adjusting his water intake, he began sleeping through the night. When he came back for his follow-up, he smiled and said, "Doc, I didn't realize something so simple could change so much." It's not about drinking less, it's about drinking smarter. Your bladder gets a break, your sleep improves, and your prostate thanks you in silence. Have you ever noticed how your water habits affect your sleep? Let me know, I'm truly curious. Now take a deep breath, because the next habit is even more surprising, and it starts right after your next meal. After you eat, what do you usually do? Many of us sit down, we relax, maybe turn on the TV or check our phones. It feels natural, especially after a good meal. But here's the truth most men never hear. What you do right after eating could be quietly affecting your prostate health. Let me introduce you to something I call the 10-minute walk. It sounds almost too simple, but the science behind it is powerful. Every time you eat, your blood sugar rises. That's normal. But when blood sugar stays elevated for too long, especially as we age, it leads to inflammation. And chronic inflammation is one of the key reasons the prostate begins to swell, press on the bladder, and cause discomfort. Here's the game changer. Just a gentle 10 to 15-minute walk after your meal helps your muscles soak up that blood sugar for energy. No pills, no gym, just walking. One study followed 2 groups of people. The first walked 45 minutes a day at any time. The second only walked 15 minutes after meals. Guess who had better blood sugar and lower inflammation? It wasn't the group that exercised more. It was the group that timed it better. Walking after meals helps your body regulate sugar, reduce inflammation, and yes, support a healthier prostate. You're not just moving your legs, you're helping your body process food efficiently, which in turn protects the organs quietly doing their job behind the scenes. Tom, a 72-year-old retired teacher, was skeptical, but he agreed to try a short walk around his backyard after lunch and dinner. Within a week, he felt lighter, less bloated. He even started sleeping better. He told me, "I used to feel stiff after dinner. Now I feel like I'm walking off the stress." You don't have to walk fast. You don't need special gear. You just need to make it a gentle habit, something your body can count on. Over time, your prostate, your digestion, your sleep, they all begin to thank you. Have you ever tried walking after meals? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how it made you feel. Now let's move on, because the final habit may be the most surprising of all, and it's one that many men shy away from talking about. But once you hear the science behind it, you might never look at it the same way again. There's one habit that makes some men uncomfortable to talk about. But as a doctor, I believe it's time we spoke about it with honesty, with respect, and without shame. Because this habit could make a real difference in how your prostate ages. I'm talking about regular release. Yes, ejaculation, not for pleasure alone, but for health. Now, before you feel uneasy, let's look at what science has to say. A major study from Harvard tracked over 30,000 men for nearly 2 decades. They discovered that men who ejaculated around 21 times per month had a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer. Yes, you heard that right. 1/3 lower risk. Why does this happen? Because every time you release your prostate, flushes out old fluid, dead cells, and built-up waste. If that material sits too long, it can lead to chronic inflammation, the root of many prostate issues. It's like changing the oil in your car. You wouldn't let it sit dirty for years. Your body works the same way. The most important part, it doesn't matter whether this happens with a partner or through self-care. The benefit is the same. It's the frequency that matters. And of course, this should always be done within your comfort level and health condition. One of my patients, Henry 75, once whispered, "Is it wrong at my age to still?" I smiled and said, "No, Henry, it's not wrong. It's wise." 6 months later, he shared that not only did he feel better physically, he felt more relaxed, more at ease with himself. He'd stopped seeing this part of life as something that had to end with age. You see, this isn't about performance. It's about function, it's about health, and it's about honoring your body in every season of life. If this habit feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable to you, talk to your doctor. You deserve information that's truthful and non-judgmental. This is your health, not a taboo. Have you ever thought about this connection before? Let me know in the comments. Even just typing the number 3 tells me you're here and you're open. Because the more we talk openly, the more we take care of ourselves and each other. Now let's bring everything together. You've learned 3 simple habits, and I have one last message for you, something I hope you never forget. Let's take a moment to reflect on what you've just heard. 3 small actions, 3 gentle shifts in your day, but together they can lead to something powerful. Drink water at the right time so your body rests at night. Walk after your meals so your blood stays calm and your prostate stays quiet. And allow yourself the natural release that your body was designed for, because even that is part of your healing. These aren't dramatic changes. They don't require new diets or complicated routines. They're simple, they're natural, and they respect where you are in life. But most importantly, they're choices, your choices. Every time you take care of your prostate, you're not just helping one gland, you're helping your sleep, your energy, your comfort, your confidence. You're telling your body, I still care. And that care echoes in every part of your life. Now, if all of this feels like a lot, start small. Choose just one habit today. Maybe it's shifting your water to the morning, or taking a walk after lunch, or simply starting a conversation with yourself or your doctor about what healthy aging really looks like. You've got this, because your strength doesn't fade with age, it evolves, and so should your habits. If this message spoke to you, share it with a friend. You never know who needs to hear it. Hit the like button, leave a comment to tell me which habit you'll try first, and don't forget to subscribe to Life After 65. This community is here for you because aging should never mean giving up. It should mean living wiser, fuller, and with more grace than ever before. Thank you for being here. And remember, your health is your most precious gift. Treat it gently, live it fully.